Chioma, listen to me. That woman doesn't wish you well. I can see it in her eyes. Ngozi, that's my father's wife. You're being dramatic. I'm serious. Be careful.
50,000 naira for shoes, another 30,000 for a handbag. This is excessive, Chioma. Very wasteful.
In the bustling heart of Lekki Phase 1 Lagos, where mansion gates hide family secrets darker than the night sky, one woman's jealousy would transform what should have been the happiest day of a young bride's life into a moment that would shake an entire community. What Chioma discovered just hours before her traditional marriage ceremony would reveal the true face of the woman her father brought into their home. And the consequences? Nobody, absolutely nobody, saw them coming. This is a story about love, betrayal, and why our elders say the evil you plant in darkness will bloom in daylight for all to see. 26-year-old Chioma Nwankwo had every reason to smile. After 3 years of courtship, she was finally marrying Ifeanyi, the love of her life, in a ceremony that would unite two prominent Lagos families. But Chioma's joy carried a shadow she'd learned to live with, her stepmother, Patience. 4 years ago, after Chioma's mother passed away from a brief illness, her father, Chief Nwankwo, remarried within 8 months. Patience was beautiful, yes, but behind her bright smile lived something cold, something calculating. From the first day Patience moved into their Banana Island home, Chioma felt it. The way her stepmother's eyes would linger on her jewelry, how she'd scrutinize every expense Chioma made, even though Chioma worked as a marketing executive and paid her own bills. "Your father spoils you too much," Patience would say with a smile that never reached her eyes. But Chioma tried. She respected her father's choice. She called Patience Ma and included her in wedding preparations, even when her friends warned her. "That woman doesn't wish you well," her best friend Ngozi had said. "I can see it in how she looks at you." Chioma dismissed it. Surely nobody could be that wicked, right? The custom-made wedding dress arrived 2 weeks before the ceremony, hand-beaded with gold thread, traditional Nigerian lace that cost almost 2 million naira, sewn by the most sought-after designer in Victoria Island. It was a masterpiece. Chioma hung it carefully in her bedroom closet, wrapped in protective covering, barely able to contain her excitement each time she glimpsed it. But Patience had noticed the dress. Oh yes, she had noticed. "So beautiful," she'd said, running her fingers along the fabric when Chioma showed the family. "Too fine, Seth, like something for a queen." That night, Chioma's father traveled to Abuja for business. He would return just in time for the wedding. 3 days before the ceremony, Chioma worked late at her office in Ikeja, a major presentation. She texted Patience that she wouldn't be home until past midnight. What Chioma didn't know was that Patience had been waiting for exactly this moment. Alone in the house with only the gate man outside, Patience climbed the stairs to Chioma's room. Her hands trembled, not with guilt, but with something darker: envy, rage, the bitter poison of a woman who believed life had given another woman what she deserved. She opened the closet. The wedding dress hung there, innocent, beautiful, representing everything Patience convinced herself she'd been denied. Without hesitation, she pulled it out. And then she began cutting. Not random cuts, calculated destruction. She sliced through the bodice, shredded the sleeves, tore apart the gold beading that had taken artisans weeks to complete. She cut and cut until the dress was nothing but expensive rags scattered across Chioma's bedroom floor. Then, breathing heavily, Patience gathered the pieces, stuffed them back into the protective bag, hung it in the closet, and went to her room as if nothing had happened. The morning before the traditional wedding, Chioma opened her closet, smiling, ready to do a final fitting. Her scream brought the entire household running. Her dress, her beautiful dress, destroyed, butchered, ruined beyond any tailor's ability to repair. Chioma collapsed, sobbing. The wedding was in 12 hours. There was no time, no solution. Patience rushed in, her face a mask of shock. "Chai, who could do this wicked thing? Chioma, who have you offended? We must pray." But as Patience performed her theatrical grief, she made one fatal mistake. On her left hand, caught between her fingers, was a single thread of gold, the exact shade of gold beading from Chioma's destroyed dress. The housemaid saw it first. Her eyes widened. Then Chioma's younger brother noticed. Then Chioma herself. "Ma," Chioma's voice was barely a whisper, "What is that on your hand?" The room went silent. Patience looked down at her fingers and the color drained from her face. In that moment, everything became clear. The security camera Chief Nwankwo had recently installed in the upstairs hallway, the one Patience didn't know about, had recorded everything. When Chief Nwankwo arrived home and watched the footage, he didn't shout, he didn't rage, he simply asked Patience to pack her things. "Get out of my house," he said, his voice breaking. "You tried to destroy my daughter's joy. You are no longer my wife." As for Chioma's wedding, the designer, moved by her story, worked through the night with her entire team and created an even more beautiful dress. And when Chioma walked down that aisle the next day, radiant and victorious, the entire community knew the story. They knew that wickedness tried to steal her joy, but light always, always exposes darkness. Our elders were right when they said, no matter how long the night, morning will surely come. Evil done in secret cannot hide forever. Jealousy is a poison that destroys the vessel that contains it, and when you try to dim another person's light, you only reveal the darkness in your own heart.